This is the new look Google Drive. If you're at weeklypark.org, you can access this simply by clicking on the cog and then choosing Experience the New Drive. I'm just going to go through a few of the key features that are new. First of all, the appearance of files is a little bit different, particularly folders. I've got this in the grid view, so you've got two view options here. You've got list view, which some people use, and you've got grid view that other people tend to use. I prefer the grid view because it gives me a thumbnail of the files, and I find it a little bit more visual than the list view, but the list view does give you who's the owner of the file and who it was last modified by, when it was last modified. One of the subtle changes is the fact that you need to double click on something to open it. So if I wanted to open that folder, a single click would simply select it. Double click would open it, and that goes for a file as well. A bit like in Windows, if you want to select more than one file, there's a number of ways of doing that, but you can simply just drag a box over them, just like you can do in Windows, or you can click on one, hold down Shift, click down to there, and it will select everything between the first and the last click. Or if you click on that one and you want to select a disparate bunch of files, you can hold Control down and I can select whatever I want in that way. And then you can move them somewhere else, you can drag and drop them, you can collectively share those all in one go, because you've got these icons which will appear up at the top. I could remove all of those selected files, I could share all those selected files, and you've got more actions here. I could move them all to a folder within my Google Drive. I could download them all by multiple selecting them. So that's quite nice. You notice this thing up on the side here, this is the details button, so you can show and hide details, and if I click on an object like this video here, it will show me a little preview of it, and it'll tell me a bit about it. It allows you to add a description, and it also allows you to prevent the user from downloading. If I pick that folder, for example, again it tells me it's a folder. I can add a description to it if I wanted to. I can click on an activity and you can see who's edited what recently. So it's like the old activity stream, except you've got this nice little details bit there as well. You can show or hide that as you wish. Okay, moving over to here, if you click on the My Drive bit down here, you've got options to create a new folder, upload files, upload folder, and create a new file. And this will show you the standard Google Apps, so drawings, forms, slides, and so on, and anything else that you've got attached to your Google Drive as additional applications. The Create button has been replaced by New, so you can click on New to create a new folder, upload a file, upload a folder, create the standard Google Docs type things, forms, drawings, come on to More, and then all of the other things that you might have already attached to your Google Drive as additional applications. Incoming is in place of Shared with Me. Recent is just recent, Starred, and Bin are much like you used to have. The bin is a little bit more obvious, I think, than it used to be where the bin is. If you click on that little arrow, you'll expand all your folders down the side as well. The other thing that you just want to be aware of is that if you double click on a Office file, so I've got a PowerPoint here, rather than having an option to download or convert it, what it will do is open up that file and you can edit it. It looks a bit like slides, but it isn't slides. It's actually editing a, in this case, a PowerPoint file, and you've got the same share and present options. You don't have the same range of editing options that you would have in, say, PowerPoint, but you do have the capacity to directly edit Office files within the Google Drive environment without ever having to download files or use the local Google Drive app. If I just demonstrate that with a couple of other files, Let's go into my old learning platform thingamajig. There we go. Let's go into this folder. Here's a Word file. That one opened earlier. There we go. I'd say this is still in a developmental phase. You might get a few little errors, you might get some formatting not quite right, but it does allow you to have that direct editing. And just like if you're editing a Google Docs file, this thing will save the work in real time. And you can do the same thing with Excel, and they all seem to work reasonably well. If I just go into there, and I'll demonstrate it with another PowerPoint. So this helps you manage older stuff that you might be using. To make that work in school, well, it will automatically work because I've deployed this extension, Office Editing for Docs, Sheets and Slides. But if you're at home and you're not signed into Chrome, and just sign into Chrome and you'll pick up the same app, then Office Editing for Docs, Sheets and Slides is the extension within the Chrome Web Store you need to enable this feature. Anyways, that's a really brief run through of some of the features of the new drive.